Howdy folks, it's the Tall Turtle here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I know it's been a while, but that's because, well, a while for me anyway, and that's because I just haven't really been feeling it lately, haven't been feeling like anything. I mentioned before that I've been having piano issues, and since piano is so near and dear to my soul, it's like the non-human part of me that completes me. I just haven't felt like doing much of anything, but the piano stuff has been resolved, and it should be okay now. I feel all excited to get back into Flight Simulator and Minecraft and all that. And what are we doing today then? How does that relate? Well, we are going to check out another piano factory today. We're going to check out the Samick piano factory. We are starting here in Jakarta, but we're actually going to head over to West Java in Indonesia. I actually flew this flight on my own the other day, but it was so gorgeous with the urban scenery that I'm like, I have to do this for the YouTube channel. When I flew it though, it was thunderstorming like this, but it wasn't fogged in, and you could see everything plus storms, and it was gorgeous. Look at that. Look at how this is. Look at this. The rain is, the rain concentration is being pushed in the clouds. Wow. Anyway, it was thunderstorming when I was there, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, maybe a week ago. And it's thunderstorming now, but I was able to see stuff. So we're not going to be able to fly like this if you want to see that urban scenery I was talking about. So let's raise the clouds a little bit, but keep it thunderstorming. There you go, that should work. This is pretty much how it was when I flew with real world weather, by the way, before. Oh, I don't know, it's still kind of goofy. Let's raise them even more. That should do it. And then we have the nice sunrise. Yeah, there we go. This is pretty much how it was when I flew the other day. So there we go. There's downtown Jakarta, and then looking southwest. So I'll talk about, well, we're going to talk about a lot of things today. We're going to talk about the piano factory. We're going to talk about the area. We're going to talk about how we're going to get there as we get in the air. So let's put the drone away. We are in the SR-22 again. I know we just flew this plane, but we're in it again. Let's hop inside. Did I even say what piano factory? Since we're in West Java, it's going to be the Samick piano factory. Samick, oh man, Samick is an enormous music corporation. Are they the world's largest? I don't know if they currently are, but they used to be. As far as pianos, they own a bunch of piano brands, which they don't make pianos for. They own a bunch of piano brands that they do make pianos for. They make their own pianos, and they make a bunch of stencils. And yes, we are going to talk about all that stuff today as we fly. It's a VFR flight, and gorgeous scenery. I have stuff to talk about. So make sure my Reddit's work I already did before I started the video. Parking brake set. What's my parking brake button? That one right there. You can see it right there. Fuel and passengers. You know, people are so sick of me talking about pianos in my life that I'm going to just fly all by myself. I think I gained a pound. Had some M&Ms during the Super Bowl. There we go. All right. We don't need much fuel, but we're going to put some more in there anyway. Alright, let's see here. Battery switches on. I think that's up here. Battery. Strobe lights on. Where are you? You're right there. Mixture rich. Like that. Throttle full. Prime. Then to boost on the fuel pump. Throttle back to a quarter. And start the key. Like this. There we go. I think that's what we need to do. Very nice. Alright. Throttle back to idle. Fuel pump off. There we go. Alternator switches on. Ding ding. Avionics on. Icing. Yeah, there's going to be some clouds. Let's do some normal icing and pitot heat. Climate on the passenger side. Let's crank it up. It's a cold morning. There we go. Get some defrost going and get that going. Alright, set up our primary and multifunction displays. For this one, let's turn the insert off because I can't stand it. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Wind. What do we got for wind? That's a strong wind, but we're going to deal with it. Alright. Nope, don't need any of that. And we really don't need to do that, but I'd like to make it purple. Alright, we'll get the timer going too. Alright, where are we going? What does it look like? Well, looks like I said VFR flight, pretty straightforward. Let's see. Oh yeah, if we zoom this out, you can't actually see where we're going yet. Or can you? No, because if I back off one more... Oh, yeah, there we go. We're going right there. See that little thing sticking out? So here's the highway. Here's Jakarta. We're just going to fly right to that little thing. The Samick piano factory is right there. It's huge. You cannot miss it. It's easy to find. And it's only like a 2 or 3 minute flight. Very quick. And then we'll come back and land over here. Because I already landed here during my own flight. And I like to do a different airport every single time. So we can get towards that 500 airport credit. Which we're only at like 9%. But whatever. So we'll fly out to here, which is right there. And then come back this way. Again, the urban scenery here. That's why we're doing this. Mainly for the urban scenery. Also to talk about pianos. Alright, all that is set up. That was the flight plan basically. Let's turn on, well, first of all we got to turn on the ATIS because there is actual weather here to worry about. Let's see what it tells us today.
Information, Mike 0000 Zulu. Wind 269er at 51. Visibility 9er in heavy rain. Sky condition 2,400 feet scattered, 4,700 feet scattered, 11,700 feet scattered. Temperature 15. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29.902. ILS runway 24 in use. Landing and departing runway 24. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Mike.
We have Mike. Alright, turn on ground.
Halim airport information, Mike 0000 Zulu.
Turn on request taxi. South is number 6.
Halim ground, Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105 with Mike request taxi for takeoff departure to the south. Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105 taxi to and hold short of runway 24 using taxiway. Contact tower on 120.3 5 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 24 using taxiway Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105.
Alright, taxiway 24, 2992 on the barometer. 24 is probably going to be that one right there. So we're just going to make a U-turn and go to the right, back taxi a little bit. Piece of cake. Otherwise, I think that's it. Let's see, taxi, no taxi lights, flaps down 1 notch. There we go. Let's do our taxi view. And away we go here. Come on, there we go. So pianos, Samick Piano Factory. First of all, my piano. I mentioned before how I was having some issues. Finally, after a long time, many years, I finally got somebody, the right person. I've had people come out to check it out, but the right person came out and they agreed, holy cow, my piano needs a lot of warranty work. Unusual for the brand, whatever. We've talked about that. We're going to move beyond that. So, my wife, well, we were going to replace the piano, just straight replace it. But it's not the piano I thought it was going to be. In addition to the problems, it just wasn't the piano I thought it was going to be. Is that a taxiway there? Nope, that doesn't go far enough. So we decided, well, my wife decided actually, that I never put myself first. I'm always putting myself last. Oh my gosh, this is blowing me everywhere. And she's like, why don't we delay some home remodeling projects and put the money towards $1,000 and trade up to a grand piano, since I've wanted since I was 8 years old and I've been a professional and all this stuff, so it's not like this random thing, right? And I'm like, well, okay, I'm not going to argue that. Anybody crazy would have to argue that. So for the first time in my life, I'm getting put ahead of the line and we're going to prioritize a grand piano for me. Now, I haven't picked out, and it's related to this piano factory, even though it's not a Samick. That's why we're going to get into this piano stuff as we fly. So it's story time today. Look at this. Look at my right rudder just to stay straight. But anyway, sorry, I'm just concentrating. I know I'm seeing to the right because of the traffic that was behind me. And then, oh, is that an airplane landing? No. Look at that windsock. Wow, look at this. This is crazy. All right, I'm not going to talk about pianos until we get in the air because this is really difficult. And we're getting carried away here. All right, let's hop inside. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And first of all, let's get our landing lights on because we are on the runway, for crying out loud. And we'll turn this around, then we'll keep talking about pianos. But anyway, that's the preface to this whole thing is, instead of doing these home remodeling projects, my wife's like, let's just put you first for the first time ever. And as a thank you for me doing all this stuff for my family, I don't really talk about how crazy my family life is and what the challenges are, but there's some pretty severe challenges. And I always put myself last. Always have. And I would not call myself a martyr, but everybody else does. But I just do what I got to do to take care of my family. So as my thank you after all this time, decades we're talking, I'm going to get a grand piano. I'm moving to the head of the line. Alrighty, let's get this going and then we'll keep talking about pianos. Tune on tower and request clearance.
Tower Turtle Sub Tango Sierra 4105 at runway 24 ready for takeoff south departure.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 cleared for takeoff runway 24 departure to the south approved.
Okie dokie. What? Did I crash ATC? I hit the button. Nothing's happening. Okay, whatever.
Cleared for takeoff runway
There we go.
24 Turtle Sub Tango Sierra 4105.
Wow, that was weird. Alright, nav lights on, yes. Landing lights on, yes. Fuel pump on. Confirm flaps, yes. And start the timer on the PFD primary flight display and enter. No, we want to go like this. Shoot. I screwed that up. Gotta do this one and then hit start. Then go like that so it's not in your face. Okay, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Here we go. Parking brake off. Oh, wait, maybe parking brake wasn't even on. Yes, it was. Okay, here we go. We're just going to do roll out and take off. And yes, my voice is kind of shaky because I'm like, am I sharing too much? But I'm going to share anyway about what's going on. So anyway, putting myself first time ever. It's a very strange and selfish feeling. Although people who know me, and I've been telling this about the piano, told me I deserve it. I've deserved it for decades, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Brakes to stop the wheels, gears fixed, flaps coming up, and we are going to head to the south. We're going to follow the river. Whoops, come here. We're going to follow the river and head to that thing I showed you way over here somewhere. Where is it? It'll pop into view once we get closer. There we go. Alrighty, I also want to show you the scenery though, because the scenery is ridiculous. So let's see, mountains in the background, downtown Jakarta, and the West Java is behind us. What? Continue. Yes, sir.
Tower Turtle Sub Tango Sierra 4105. Continue for south departure.
Nice turbulence, by the way. Let's head to the south here. And then, hopefully, with my talking, I can find this place. Now, this was easy to find by myself because I wasn't talking, right? But with me talking so much, this might be a little trickier. Where are we headed? Right there. So we're going to we're going to go directly to it right about now. Alrighty, let's look outside because it's worth all the urban scenery here. Pianos. This is hard to see with the sun glare. I don't remember what I was saying. Look at that lightning though. What was I saying? I don't know, but you can see how fast we're going to get there. It's not going to take very long. So anyway, we're going to try to get this grand piano for me. Alright, that took way too long to say. Let's talk about the Samick Piano Factory since that's where we're going. So Samick Music Company is enormous, like I said. Wow, it's windy. It's one of the largest music companies in the world, if not the largest. And so what I was saying about the piano brands, keep an eye on the target. Is it right there? I already lost where we're going. I think it's right there. Let's work backwards. Well, let's work in the middle. So they have their own piano brands that actually say Samick on them. And as far as quality, they're like 4th tier. So your first tier is like your super Cara pianos. Second tier are like the European ones people barely heard of unless you're a pianist. Okay. Second tier would be like your Steinway. Third tier would be like your Kawai Yamaha. And then 4th tier is like your Samick. Okay. Let's see where we're going. We're going this way. So they make their own pianos. They say Samick on them. You can get a grand piano for not too expensive, or you can get uprights for not expensive at all. As far as quality, that's up to you and what you look for in a piano. They also make stencils, which means they'll take a name that used to be super famous in the golden age of pianos and put that name on a piano. Now, this is not unusual. This is how Asian piano companies work. They're called stencil brands. So what happened was, in the golden age of pianos, there's bazillions of piano brands, like over 300 piano brands in the United States, and they're all very, very, very good. As a comparison, Steinway was just average back then. But then the wars happened, and they needed iron. All the piano companies went under except a couple, and then this one group called Aeolian bought them all, and then they sold them all to like Chinese and Korean and Asian companies. They use the brands. They're called stencil brands. So you might see a brand that you recognize, like, oh, that's a great piano brand. I remember hearing about that brand. Well, no, now it's an Asian or Chinese, an Asian brand now, just using a famous name. That's called a stencil. And there's a piano factory right here. There's the piano factory. And Samick has stencil brands. So they have their own pianos, which are mid-range, tier 4. And then they have stencils, which are slightly below that. So like if you see a grand piano brand new for like $3,000, it's a stencil. It might have a name you recognize from when your grandparents were kids, but it's a stencil. It's not the same as it was. Okay, let's calm this plane down here and hit active pause, because we've arrived at our destination already. Right there. Boom. That is the Samick Piano Factory. It's absolutely enormous. So that's a stencil. Okay, so they make their own pianos, and then they make stencils. But then they also own brands. So for example, the piano I'm getting is called a Seiler, which is German company. They own Seiler. Now, because of that, Seiler then has 3 ranges of pianos. Their high-end range is still built in Germany by hand, and a short 6-foot grand piano is still $130,000. So we're talking the supercar class of pianos here. A piano that short, over $100,000, is a supercar class. However, Samick, which owns Seiler, also makes a mid-range series, also called Seiler. It's all the exact... Ooh, look at that. We're just going to fly around here. It's all the exact same stuff in the German handmade ones, but they send everything to this piano factory right here to be assembled here. Okay? And those pianos, same exact parts, it's just put together here instead of Germany. And those pianos are about, let's see, about 1/5 the cost. And that is the kind of piano I'm getting. If it all works out, which I don't know why I wouldn't at this point. It's pretty sure I got the invoice and everything. I'm just waiting to transfer the funds from the home remodeling savings account into another account. Once that happens, I'm getting the piano. I'm not going to tell you how much it costs, other than it's about 1/5 of the 130. So it's the mid-range line. So it's all the same exact stuff as the German high-end line, but they send it here to be put together with machines. Now, there's a lot of arguing among the piano community. Everybody says handmade German pianos are the best. I've had handmade pianos before, and honestly they drive me up the wall, because there's certain elements of the handmade part that you just can't fix sometimes. I like machine built assembly line pianos, so sorry. So when I played my piano, the mid-range, built here, next to the German handmade one, which cost 5 times as much, blindly, so I didn't know which was which. And I loved the one built here way better. The sound, the feel, everything. And then when I found out it was the machine one built here, I was very happy, because there's no way I'm going to buy a piano for $130,000. That's ridiculous. Some of us say those are lunatics, but people do. So that is where this piano is. I'm supposed to be getting in a couple weeks. This is where it was built by machines with the same materials as the high-end one, with the same name. You can't even tell. In fact, the color mine is, you normally can only get in the high-end one, but it was a special order, and it showed up, and the person who ordered hated the color. So I'm going to have a very, very rare piano because of the color. So what else can we look at here? Let's go over here. There's actually some weird roads here if I can find them. Oh, I can't really tell with all the foliage. But then there's a third line. So I told you about the high-end line built in Germany by hand, the mid-range line of Seiler built right here, owned This is all owned by Samick. But because they're owned by Samick, there's also a stencil siler, which means it has a siler name on it, slightly modified, but it is built by the Samick company using all of Samick's parts, not the German siler parts. You follow me? And that, look how the roads light up with the lightning, that is the stencil of siler. So you got to be careful, right? Because someone could say, I've got a siler, and they could either mean a $130,000 piano, or they could mean a $9,000 piano. Oh, why do the roads have to do that? I was going to take a little walk through here. So you see what I mean? So that's where piano stuff gets complicated. Another example, someone might say, I have a Chickering piano. And well, if they're talking about an actual Chickering, they have an amazing piano, but it's going to have to be 100 years old. What they probably mean when they say they have a Chickering is they have a very, very, very inexpensive Chinese stencil that might sound good and feel good for a couple years, and then it's going to fall apart, and there's nothing the technician can do to save it. So you got to be careful when you buy piano stuff. Even if you buy Steinway. Steinway, there's a lot of contention among Steinway, because Steinway is not the Steinway people are used to hearing about. You can have a really, really well-prepped Steinway B, that's amazing, but if you get a smaller one prepped by a company that doesn't know what they're doing, it's junk. So you gotta be really careful with pianos. I find it frustrating because people go by brand and brand alone, because that's all they know. What is this all about? People go by brand because they don't know much about pianos. So like a friend of mine who actually is a pianist, who used to play professionally, bought this piano she was all excited about, and when she told me what it was, knowing the piano's history, I'm like, oh, do I have the heart to tell her she just bought a Chinese stencil that the way she plays in 3 years it's going to be junk and the technician won't be able to recover it? So, it's really difficult. But I wanted to share all that with you because two of you might actually care. So anyway, long story short, there is the Samick Piano Company, my piano that I'm getting to replace my other piano, so we're trading up. I guess I forgot to tell you how this is happening. My piano that I own actually went way up in value. I know that's weird, but it went up in value, so that with trade-in and all that, I'm able to do this. Oh, there's no way in heck I could get a grand piano. Doesn't matter how professional I was. So the universe has aligned in several different ways. And I have a piano that was made there in 2019 or 2020. The dealer actually doesn't know, because when you look up serial numbers, it's kind of like it was made between this 2019 and that 20, whatever. But anyway, yeah, that was way wordier than I wanted it to be. So there you go. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. Little thing about pianos. So let's hop back in the plane and actually talk about flying as we fly to that other airport, but I actually have to go help a child. I'll be right back. I should also say that there are some Chinese brands that are really, really good. Like Pearl River, for example. Pearl River makes dozens of stencils. An actual Pearl River is actually really good. But they also make a dozen stencils that are not so good. But that's just my opinion as somebody who has played thousands of pianos and owned several, and etc., etc. So take it for what it's worth. Throw some salt around, and there you go. Alrighty, enough about pianos. Let's see here. Active pause is making the airplane go crazy. Alright, so let's see. We're just going to go to whip. Looks like whip. Do we have whip yet? Let's just do this in active pause since we can. There it is. Let's undo active pause. See what the airplane's going to do. There we go. And tune in whip. And tune, traffic. So it's going to be, selecting runway for landing. Okay, we'll do that in a second then. Based on weather. Gosh, I don't know. Whatever's closest to 24, since that's what we took off from. Alright, anyway. Let's see here. Look at that incredible urban scenery. See, I told you. So it's not just about the... Oh, look at that. Good. Internet is back up. Apparently. It really was down. That's why I said I needed help a child. Because we were trying to finish some homework and internet went down for a second. Alright, let's see here. Let's just look around. See, I told you. Told you it was going to be awesome. Look at this. Oh, that sunrise. Look at this. Alright. Let's fly a plane. And what do we want to do here? Looks like neither runway is going to be good. Whatever's closest to 27, I guess. Let's do that. Let's zoom this in 1. And keep our speed up. Whoops, I forgot with active pause things keep running. Alright, so let's see. Runway 21. Oh, 18 to 36. 18 to... boy, they both are terrible, aren't they? Because 27 is pretty much due west. And it's going to be perpendicular. How fast? Yeah, right. Hopefully it's not 31 knots on the ground. Let's just choose runway 18 because that's what we're closest to facing. And announce full stop landing. Announce position.
Whiskey India Hotel Papa traffic Turtle Slope Tango Sierra 410511 miles southeast 2,500 feet inbound to land runway 18.
Alright, so we're just going to keep heading towards the airport, and as soon as we see it out there, we're going to land. Should be pretty soon. There it is. So do you think that's it? Or do you think that's the other one? No, that has to be the other one. Yeah. Alrighty, I can't do any drone sightseeing right now because the plane, with all this wind, I can't let go of it. See, it'll do crazy stuff, see? So, we're gonna have to hold on to it together and just fly together. Look at that scenery, holy cow. Wow. I'm just gonna pan around here in silence for a minute and let you enjoy it without me yapping. Holy cow, look at that. I just want to like pause and look, but gosh, should we? Should we do another active pause quick and look around super fast? Let's just do it just because we can. Look at this. Wow. I love stuff like this. Again, all my settings are cranked. I was watching a video the other day of somebody who turned all their settings way down, and they get like 20 or 30 more frames per second, which is fine, but the caveat is they were doing it in 4K. So when you're in 4K, yeah, you can turn a bunch of stuff down and it'll look like this because you're starting with a better resolution. I'm in 1440, so if I turn anything down, it looks like garbage. So we're gonna keep everything cranked, and we're at 38 frames per second, so 25 to 35 is the sweet spot. Wow, look at that. There's that big highway going through there. Oh, look at that down there. Road in the middle. Which reminds me, we do have to do a Chicago VFR very, very soon. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I think everybody who does flight sim does New York, Seattle, and Chicago. I haven't done Chicago yet. Alrighty, our runway is right over there somewhere in this urban mess. How are we going to find that? Wow. We're going to have to just, reline our GPS because I don't know where I am, so I can't see it. So maybe we just keep our altitude high until we spot the airport and then slip it in. We're gonna have to, so let's climb here. Make sure that barometer is okay, because I don't see it out there. I'm also greatly amused at how quickly we got to our destination to sightsee because of the tailwind, and now coming back it's like we're crawling on the ground. I mean, our ground speed is still 130. It's only a difference of, 29 like it says on the thing, but still, it feels huge. Alright, do we see an airport out there? I do not see an airport out there. Must be in this area? Just outside of town? I always get kind of nervous when I don't know the area. In plains area, it's fine, because you can see. Oh look, there's another airport up there. But when you're in an urban area, it's really difficult. Alright, let's see here. Let's announce final. even though we're not exactly on
Whiskey
final.
India Hotel Pop in traffic Turtle Sub Tango Sierra.
Alright, here we go.
4105
We are
is
relying
on final
really,
runway
really
18
heavily
to
on
land.
GPS, which I don't really like to do when we're VFR flying. It's nice to know where you are and able to see it. But, at least it's there. So let's start coming down now. Oh gosh, whoa, what? It's right there in front of me. Okay, we're gonna do a little spiral here to come down. Oh my gosh. I guess the thing is, well, yeah, it's zoomed in 10 nautical miles. So that's right there in front of us. Wow, okay. I admit I'm kind of distracted with my kids because I feel guilty that I'm not hanging out with them, but we were hanging out all day, and Dad needs a break, so that's why I'm here. But I keep getting texts from them. I just put my phone on silent. I said, give me a minute. So I'm a little distracted. Well, that's okay. Look at that, though. Let's keep an eye on what we're doing. Oh, this wind. Look at the crosswind. Look at that. All right, we're at 1400. Let's not go below 1000 because then we'll lose sight of the runway. Let's come around. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And there it is. Okay, we gotta get... This wind is so ridiculous. Look at this. What is it? 20... Okay, it's a perfect crosswind, right? It's a perfect crosswind at 27 knots. So you would not really probably fly this right now in real life, but we're gonna try. So we might end up crashing, which would be a bummer, because then our time won't count. But this is crazy. So crosswind landing, left wing down, right rudder to compensate. Left main should touch down first, and then the right main, then nose wheel, and this should be a very firm touchdown. You want to plant that thing into the ground without doing any damage, or else you can skid across and roll. So here we go. Get ready on the right rudder. Oh, brother. Oh, this is really difficult. What? Okay, so like the wind stopped for a second, and yeah, look at it. Look at it blows to the right. Okay, come here. First, only one set of flaps because I don't want too much on here. So, okay, here we go. I don't even know where the runway is. I think we're over the runway. Yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. Right main down. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, right. What? No.
Stall.
Yeah, I want to stall. I want to stall.
Stall. Stall.
And
Stall.
come on. Left main, right main, nose. See how fast that happened? And we planted it hard. So a little rough, but completely necessary, and we made it. Okay, wow. Again, I wish I had cameras on my feet and my hands so you could see how insanely challenging that was, but you just have to take my word for it. Oh my gosh, it's so windy, I can't even taxi. I'm gonna have to taxi super slowly. Alright, let's stop our clock. And what was that, 20, well, it wasn't really 24 minutes because when we talked about the piano stuff, the time keeps going because it was active pause, so it really wasn't 24 minutes. I don't know what it was. Alright, let's get off of here. Jeez, that was crazy. Alrighty, and we'll tune clear of runway.
Whiskey India Hotel
And we'll just
Pop
find a
and
place to
traffic
park
Turtle
here. I don't really
Sierra.
care where we go.
4105 is clear of the runway.
Look at that though. The clouds, like the after storm looking clouds. Oh my gosh, right, checklist time, what do we got? Flaps up, wait, what am I doing? Wrong thing. Stop the clock, landing lights off. We'll turn nav off too. We can turn the fuel pump off. Then flaps up, yes, okay. Where are we going? I don't know where we're going. Let's use this one. Do we have anybody waiting for us to park? Because sometimes they'll actually spawn in. I don't see anybody. We'll just go over there and park. Let's go park with everybody else. Alrighty, here we go. Parking brake off. Give it some throttle, but barely, because look at that wind. Look at that. It's like the after storm looking thing. Very cool. So anyway, what's next? I don't know. I got so much VFR stuff. In a couple days, the UK update comes out. UK and Ireland will be doing the UK activities right away, and then we'll be doing some Ireland VFR, some rural UK VFR. So I kind of want to sneak in a nice long IFR flight before then. We'll see if I get around to it. Something where I just kind of get the plane in the air and let it run. Just because I want to get toward that 50-hour IFR achievement. But it's really hard to do because if you don't do your taxiing, although we might have somebody up there. If you don't do your taxiing and everything exactly what they want you to, they don't count your time. So I've done over 50 hours IFR, but it only has like 23% recorded. So I've kind of been avoiding them because of a lot of frustration, but I might be doing that next. I have a nice long flight planned. Maybe we'll try next, I don't know. But there might be a Minecraft video in between. We'll see. Come on. Come on here, there we go. The reason why I haven't been doing much Minecraft lately is because of the whole petrol startle me and with my fibromyalgia. I know he's not for us, but we're going over here anyway. With my fibromyalgia, when I get startled, adrenaline rushes in my body like normal, but for me, adrenaline is excruciatingly painful because of fibromyalgia, because my brain thinks it's supposed to be pain. Stop the parking brake. So whenever I get startled, it's extremely painful and I don't like to be startled. That's why I've been playing. Alright, let's see here. Icing off, pitot heat off, avionics off, and alternator switches off, mixture cut off, and if I hit continue, it'll still keep it. It'll add a line of zeros, but this should still be in there. So we can continue. Alrighty, battery switches off. Oh, turn that off too. And fuel off. We didn't have to turn on because it's always on. We didn't switch things halfway through, but we didn't fly enough. Alright, let's hop outside. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alrighty, hopefully enjoy the flight. I did very, very much. I love the scenery. Look at this. I could just like fly the drone around all the time. Oh my gosh. We do need to go on a nature walk with the drone though. That's awesome. Anyway, hopefully enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. There's downtown Jakarta. And well, simple enough, right? Just leave a comment if you have a flight idea you'd like me to do, and I'll see you next time.